There is an urgent need to continue advancing a safe climate for the future of everyone concerned. Communities around the globe are looking for innovative solutions to lower household energy costs and protect the environment. And here to highlight what needs to be done is Lena Moffitt, Evergreen Action Executive Director. Good morning.
Morning.
So this is such a mega issue for all of us, and sometimes people don't know where to begin on a personal level. So help us understand what we can do to improve our climate.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. I lead Evergreen Action, a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing smart policies that can help us solve issues like this, but also make people's lives better. So we recently put out a policy roadmap outlining those common sense steps we can take to address this issue, which I know is really hitting home for folks, whether it's the extreme hurricanes that we just saw rip through the southeastern part of the United States, wiping entire towns off the face of the map and costing more than 200 people their lives, or the extreme heat wave you all saw here in Indiana this past summer. I hear it was the highest temperature in 99 years this past August. It's climate change in action, and it's taking a real toll on people's lives. So our playbook outlines these common sense steps we can take to both lower pollution, make sure extreme weather doesn't just keep getting worse and worse, but also enhance economic prosperity by continuing investments like those we've seen through policies like the Inflation Reduction Act, passed a couple of years ago, that's brought a lot of investment to the United States to make sure that we're ready to build the clean energy and clean technologies that the world needs. We've seen that even here in Indiana, $10 billion of investments just to this state, creating more than 7,000 jobs in Indiana alone in that clean energy sector.
So, Lena, help us understand these are lofty goals, certainly, and this idea that by 2030, things will have changed and pollution for our climate will be reduced. Help us understand that.
Yeah, well, that's the hope. If we're gonna see extreme weather hopefully taper off, we do need to take these kinds of actions to lower pollution and make sure that we're preparing ourselves to respond when extreme weather does hit. But the upside here is that these are win-win steps that we can take. So we can both cut pollution, but we can also grow our middle class, creating good jobs, like we talked about, the more than 7,000 that have been created just in the state of Indiana alone over the past couple of years through policies like the Inflation Reduction Act, at plants like the Fronius solar manufacturing expansion that was announced just a couple of years ago in Indiana alone. So these are win-win steps we can take to make sure that we are positioning the United States to build clean energy as we shift to these cleaner, cheaper, reliable sources of power, but that we are positioned to lead, to reap the benefits like good jobs and lowering utility bills for folks. We can make things cheaper as we switch to these cheaper, cleaner, reliable sources of power.
Linda, can you send my viewers to a website where they can actually read the roadmap and learn some personal tips for themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're interested in hearing more about these win-win policies for our economy and our climate, check out evergreenaction.com. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Lena Moffitt. Great information.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.